Hi, I'm David, the co-founder of Greencoltech, and I'm here to ask you for £150,000 in return for 25% equity in our company. But what is Greencoltech? Greencoltech is a company that was created almost 2 years ago with two purposes. We are going to work basically in two main areas. The first area is the research and the creation of manufacturing of products that can be used at home. And the second area is an area on which we provide services to small companies or big companies to help them to reduce the carbon footprint. On today, we are going to talk about one of the first products we have been researching for the last 2 years. It is currently a patent published. We are waiting for the patent granted, and I hope we will get that in the next coming months. We're talking about here Wilco-bin. Wilco-bin is, as we call it, an intelligent bin. A bin that is capable to storage fairly amount of waste, organic waste, or mixed organic waste, anything that is produced in a normal household, and is able to dehydrate this rubbish or this waste that is deposited on the bin. In other ways, let's think about a big bin that takes a lot of rubbish, and it will dehydrate it, take all the moisture out of this rubbish on organic matter, and in that way the rubbish will be reduced in size. It will be with no smell at all, zero insects and zero microorganisms, and in fact it will be more lighter and more easy to carry. But this is the clue. The idea is that not even households will actually pre-treat the rubbish that the big companies need to take out every week. So we have a lot of really interesting scenarios to deal with big companies that collect rubbish, and also with local councils that probably will be more than helpful to help the households to keep this Wilco-bin in our house in order to save energy and help our environment. But what is actually Wilco-bin will fill us? Well, here in this little presentation, we see 4 or 5 big areas of where Wilco-bin will be able to help. The first one is that will reduce the size of the organic waste. By applying thermal heat, the organic waste will be reduced in size, and it will be easy to sort when the collectors collect this organic matter. Will eliminate the odors, because all the odors will be extracted by the heat which will be applied within the bin. Will provide the treatment before the rubbish is collected, so we will be saving energy from the collection point. And one of the most important focuses is like we will help with the reduction of the landfill waste, and in overall the reduction of energy and the reduction of energy needed for the recycle at the collection point. So we can see there is a bin that will provide some services in the way that will pre-treat the waste or the rubbish, and in that way that energy that is applied at the collection point will be saved later on the plants where they collect and treat that big amount of rubbish every day. If we put or we place Wilco-bins in every household, the amount of energy saved in that pre-treatment is humongous, and the collectors will be reduced the amount of energy that they need to apply in order to treat this rubbish. So the idea is not only to play around with the households, but also with the big companies that collects and big local councils that collects the rubbish on the weekly basis. Those are the major competitors right now. There are bigger companies, billion companies, revenue companies, like Viola, Bifa, Breeder, and Zeta, that they have already big plans of treatment for treatment of organic waste or any mixed municipal waste. And they apply those technologies at a big scale. The idea of Wilcobin is to translate those big technologies into the household, because we believe it's possible. We believe that every household could actually pre-treat the rubbish before it's being taken away. So basically that will cover the whole about Wilcobin. Wilcobin is an intelligent bin that will pre-treat rubbish before taken away to be retreated later on at the production plants for recycle. But at the same time, we will be able to collect data, very important data that we can actually organize and apply analytics. For example, to know how many rubbish or how many waste is being produced for a certain area within the city. How many rubbish is being produced in certain buildings, and how is that this relationship between how many individuals are living in the house and how many rubbish are producing, what type of rubbish are producing, how often the collection points, the collectors will stop the collection, because there might be some interruptions as well during the whole way. So Wilcobin will be collecting all this data in terms of weight, in terms of moisture being taken out, and that will translate in very interesting information for us to analyze and to be able to use it later on in different projects or to the local councils and governments. So this is very interesting part. So it's not just the part of collecting the data, but also treating the waste before the rubbish is being taken. For this, we believe that Wilcobin will play part of this. Greencoltech is not only thinking on Wilcobin as one product. Wilcobin will be very useful in households and small businesses, but also we are already investigating and researching in different products that can be applied to households. And the main point is always to save energy or recovering energy that is being applied or is being used in our houses, because we believe there is a lot of energy that can be reused. We believe there is a lot of energy that can be used in a very efficient way to avoid wastages. And for that reason, this is our first product that we want to launch. I want you to become part of this big project, because it's just the beginning of a huge amount of products and services that Greencoltech will be able to provide. Here we have some data, some estimates of how Wilcobin and the consultant services will be doing in the next 5 years. The money you're requesting will be applied or will be used for the first 3 years. The £150,000 will be used mainly for marketing and the manufacturing of the first 1,750 units, on which the first 25 units will be for only and merely testing. We will need to test the device heavily in order to find out possible failures or if we need to amend or fix certain areas or certain systems within the bin. The idea is that on year 2 we will be able to produce or sell. We will be able to sell 250 units, and we will be able to provide at least two projects that for the amount of 84,000 pounds. At this moment in time, only one research will be working on those. But the idea is that if we get more projects, then we'll need to hire more engineers in order to provide these consultancy services. By year 3, we will be selling around 1,000 units, and we will be able to manage around 3 projects more. From that point, the maximum amount right now will be managing around 4 projects maximum, and the idea is to reach 2,000 units by year 5. At this stage, we are thinking only on 50-liter bin, but we have plans to make it a slightly bigger, 75 liter, and the one what we call the small business Wilco bin, which will hold around 660 liter, which is very useful for small restaurants or small shopping centers that require they generate a lot of rubbish and organic matter, and not many often the service will be as effective every week. So they will need some mechanisms to reduce the amount of waste, to take all the smells around, and of course, because there are restaurants, they need to make sure that this rubbish that is stored in those bins will be out of free of insects and any other microorganisms that is around. So this is our main project, but we will start with a 50-liter bin, and we will be targeting initially big new building developments, and where they will think about how to set up and build the new kitchens, and that will be probably one of the main targets. The second target will be the small shopping centers where there are a lot of restaurants around, and in those two big market groups are the ones we will be targeting at this first stage. I hope that it is clear what is our intention. Greencoltech is basically focusing on bringing all this technology that all this big company has and apply on their plants, on their factories and their companies, but be able to apply all these technologies, proven technologies, in houses. Every individual has the right to apply green technologies in their houses at the right cost, saving energy, helping the planet at the end, and basically enjoying these new technologies or these technologies in-house. I am David Fajardo, and I hope this new venture with the Wilco bin will be of the likeness of you, and we'll be able to do some business. Thank you very much.